Hey y'all, welcome to the Girl Meets Pets podcast, where we sit down and talk about all things animals from pet care to more controversial topics. If this is your first time seeing me or hearing me, hi, my name is Georgia, or Girl Meets Pets on all social platforms. I love animals and I make educational and lifestyle videos on pets. Today's podcast is about how I started making videos and basically my experience on TikTok and on social media. I am so excited to talk about this, so let's get right into it. My story begins in 2021, specifically March 15th, 2021, when I decided to start posting videos of my pets because I got to thinking and I was like, it's really not normal to have 20 pets. I don't know why one day I just stumbled across that realization, but I did. And so I decided to start posting it on social media. I also just had a lot of my schedule opened up because I went to online schooling. I was a sophomore in high school, by the way. So I had the next 2 years to do basically whatever I wanted. And so I was like, okay, I love animals and I love talking about animals and educating on animals. So why don't I just, make videos online for people? And so that's what I did. And the beginning was really difficult because I did not know how to edit or upload correctly or tags and all those different things. I didn't know anything about that. And so I just watched a lot of YouTube videos and looked up how I could, understand the algorithm and figure out how to grow my page. And so basically, I just started posting like trends and things at first, just that because I was more comfortable because I had done a few trends before. And yeah, that's basically what happened. I started posting trends and then I started posting more educational content, which was very difficult for me to do. My first video was horrible. I was barely speaking. You'd have to turn your volume all the way up to hear me. It was really not a good situation. And it's kind of embarrassing to look back on, but I'm thankful for all of the stages because it led me to where I am today. And yeah, so it was really awkward. The hate was weird. It was very strange for people who don't even know you to start hating on you. But I will say the hate that I get is not exactly normal hate. I get a lot of hate on like animals and like, is that in the right, terrarium or is that enough room for whatever? And especially the guinea pigs, everyone thinks that guinea pig cages need to be like 2 stories and they need to be, you know, as big as your house and all that different stuff, which is crazy. There are so many differing opinions on the guinea pig topic. But yeah, so that's the kind of hate I get. Sometimes I get some hate on like me and like my voice or hey, you look like this actor and that's weird or stuff like that, but it honestly doesn't affect me very much because again, I'm here for the animals. I'm just the face that is speaking the information. So it doesn't really bother me a ton. But in the beginning it definitely did because I was like, am I really doing this wrong? And just all those worries. So that was an experience. But I've grown in the last 2 years on TikTok from 0 followers to 100K. And so that is crazy. It's still like, to me, I don't even think about that. It's just like not, I don't know. It just doesn't even register in my brain that amount of people. I still feel like I'm talking to the same 10 people that followed me in the beginning. And so that's been interesting dealing with more people and also the more attention that I get on like Instagram. I get a lot of DMs. And that's really interesting. I've never gotten DMs, like random DMs. Like right now, we should go read some of my current DMs for fun. Okay, so my current DMs, they're all about guinea pigs usually. So just like people asking for help. So why don't we just do like a live little response, like how I respond to people? Okay, so this person says, "Hi, my name is." I'm not gonna say her name because I don't know. I didn't get permission. And she said, "I just realized I got a hamster. Or just realized I got a hamster and just realized that my hamster has not been active and sleeping a lot more than when I first got him. I don't know if he's sick, but I wanted to ask and see what I should do." I get a lot of DMs like this, and the problem with them is I'm not a vet. And a lot of people think that I try to give medical advice, which I only give medical advice that I have experience in, but I always preface it by saying I am not a vet and, I can't exactly prescribe things. I can't tell you exactly what to do. I can't even see the hamster. So I can't even tell you what to do. But usually if it's something basic, like, yeah, my guinea pig's not eating veggies or whatever, because a lot of guinea pigs have problems with that, I can guide them in a way, and if that doesn't work, guide them to a vet. And for a lot of these people, they have no access to anybody who even knows about guinea pigs or other reptiles. And so I've also asked my vet, who's amazing. I love her. I've also asked, my vet about what like some scenarios that I've heard about and like what she says. But I also get DMs that are kind of funny too about like, you know, this thing isn't working or whatever isn't working, like fleece. Like, hey, my fleece isn't working or whatever. Do you know why it wouldn't absorb right? And I'm like, I'm not sure. Maybe wash it first or do something. But so those are interesting. I try to be helpful, but I definitely can't answer all the DMs. And I feel like that's one of the things that is like kind of cool to me because I don't know, like you always know like the celebrities and the influencers, they you know their DMs are just stacked with like all kinds of people, all kinds of stuff. And so whenever I get a DM, I'm always like, "Oh, cool." Like it obviously goes into my request because I don't just let anybody DM me because that's just dangerous overall, no matter who you are. And so, yeah, it's very very interesting to me. I still get like excited about like things like that because to me it's not normal and it's out of my comfort zone. I do have to say that my favorite DMs are the ones that are from companies, and there are so many different types of companies, y'all, that want to reach out. There's like the real companies that I would consider working with, and like they're real and they're cool and they know what they're doing. And then there's like these little teeny tiny companies that have no idea what they're doing. And honestly, like in the beginning, I didn't know what I was doing, and so I was right there with a few companies. But now that I know what a collab looks like, what it should look like, I've learned how to take, you know, the necessary precautions to protect myself because you'd be surprised at how many scams are out there for influencers that look so real. It's honestly scary how easy it is to like fake something. But I do have to say that a lot of times this is how a collab works because I know everybody is so curious on how it works. And I'm an open book. Like I'm going to tell you all the little things about it. So, usually it starts either with influencer being like, "Hey, I want to work with you. I love you guys," or a company reaching out. I usually just wait for companies to reach out, and there's very little companies I reach out to just because, I used to do that a lot in the beginning, but it usually just ends in rejection. Just grow your account and let them come to you. I actually like have worked with dream companies, like companies that I've wanted to work with for years, and I pitched to them, 2 years ago when I first started TikTok, and, they reached out a year or 2 later and was like, "Hey, we actually do wanna work with you, and we see your account and whatever." And so, that's the coolest moment. But this is how collabs work. Company reaches out, and then they pitch something to you. "Hey, we'll send you this product or this whatever." It could be also like a subscription box, whatever, it could be anything, or a service, whatever. And then they pitch to you, and we'll send you this and whatever in return for this many videos, and this many posts on this account and whatever. And usually for me, it's like 1 to 4 TikTok videos, depending on the company. And what companies don't realize, and I get so frustrated, which I shouldn't, because they genuinely probably just don't know. But I get so frustrated because they're like, "Okay, I'm gonna send you a $10 product." And, like, 'cause it usually is, like, something to do with guinea pigs or animals and stuff, which is not it's usually not a super expensive product. And they're like, "I want you to make 4 videos on it." And I'm like, "Well, that's cool and that's great, but, I do have a set rate that, I charge to make a TikTok for a brand because, just sending me a product isn't worth my time. A $10 product that, my animal may or may not use is not worth, the hour, 2 hours, 3 hours that I spend making a video for you. And so, um, a lot of times I will be like, "Hey, actually here's my media kit. This is what I charge for a TikTok. This is what I charge for this. If you want a post on here, that's going to be different." Or if it's a company that I really want to work with, um, then or if they have a really expensive product, so if it's like a $200 to $500 product, then I'm more likely to and I like the product, I'm more likely to do content for free. But I also what I started doing is, yes, I do have a set rate for, like, a TikTok and an Instagram post and a Facebook post and an Instagram story, but what I've been doing is not sending my media kit to small companies. So, if there's a small company, I will actually just give them a rate, because to me, it's like, I know that they can't pay, like, the actual, you know some companies just can't afford to pay that for marketing. And so, but if I'm still interested in working with the company and I feel like they are a good company to work with and good for both sides, because it's good to have relationships with these companies, because you never know what's going to come up in the future. And so, like for example, there's this one company and I know who they are. I have a lot of their stuff for my reptiles, and but I know they're not a giant company like, say, you know, a certain vacuum company that likes to work with influencers. And so I'm not gonna be come to them and be like, "Okay, I want you to pay this amount of money," because it's it's just different. And so I will be like, "Okay, well, this is my set rate for TikTok," and I'll just go ahead and I'll just say it. I won't even send them my media kit, because it's all about the value of, like, everything, and I just discern that for myself and pray about it and see you know, what I think about it. But yeah, that's usually how it works. And then you come up with either a contract. Honestly, I haven't signed like a contract in a while, but there's usually some type of contract. Like if you go through a certain, like an influencer app or something, then you will get like contracts and all that different stuff. But if you don't, then there's usually not a contract. It's usually just email. I might start doing more contracts and stuff, because it's so dangerous now that, like, if I'm really thinking about it, to just do emails, because emails can be deleted. And then your insurance is kind of like when the product comes in. So when the product comes into the mail, I will usually like unbox it, look at it, unless they're asking for an unboxing. But I'll unbox it and look at it and start planning my video, unless the company has already asked for a concept, then that's a little different. But I'll look at the product, make sure it's all right and everything. And usually they write a sweet little note, which I love. I literally keep them all. And then I will just email them saying, "Hey, I got the product. Everything looks amazing." I'll get right on the video, or I'll start emailing them concepts or whatever. And then, yeah, I'll film usually within a month of receiving the product is when you film, because you can, if you want, like, film right away, but usually I like to test the product, use the product, make sure I like it, tell the company what I think about it, and then start filming the video, because obviously you want to be authentic. I am not going to be like, I'm an animal account. I'm not going to be like, "Hey, go buy this, bathing suit or whatever," because, like, that's not really authentic to my brand, unless, we're doing something with the animals and, like, having a water day or something, but, like, that's even not really my brand either. So it's just making sure you're being authentic as well. I'm very careful with what brands. I get a lot of weird brand messages though, and you can always tell who actually looked at your account and who didn't. Cause, like, I'll get like stuff from companies and I'm like, "You didn't even look at my values, you didn't look at my page, like, or anything," because obviously I put in my bio, I put God first, which is like, you know, just something to say, "Hey, I am a Christian. This is what my values are." And then I have companies like that email me and they're like, "Would you like a free tarot card reading or whatever?" And I'm like, "You didn't even look at my page, did you? Because if you did, you would see that I'm a Christian. I also make some Christian content." And, maybe they just don't know that Christians don't believe in that stuff, but, like, I would never put that onto my followers, because that's just not my personal belief, And so it's just insane to me, because I'm like, "You didn't even look at my stuff. Like, why would I work with you?" And that's just one example, but there are so many more. But I also get, like, these more scammy, like, companies that are like, you go to their website and it's glitching out, and, like, the little reviews are like, "It took 3 months to come in," and all this different stuff, and I'm like, "No," and usually those companies are so small or they're so, like, scammy that you really don't wanna work with them, and so you really have to do your background research and reverse search a lot, so, like, the email. So if it can be a reputable company, but you need to make sure that that email is actually tied to the company. So, if it's a personal email and they say they work for somebody, red flag. You gotta check and make sure that the email is from that company, from somebody who works for that company, and that's pretty easy to do. Just look up the company name, the person's name, or even go to the website and look at employees, look at, you know, just that kind of thing, or see what their email, like their customer service email is, and then line it up with the other email. Like, do they have the same, like, at whatever company.com? Like, look at that kind of thing and just like protect yourself from all that stuff. But yeah, otherwise, like working with companies is amazing. It's great to have that type of like community, because we are like being on social media is difficult because you're in an online community. And so it's a little bit different than anything else. But it's nice to work with people, and it's really cool, honestly, to for you guys too. So yes, I do make a little bit of money off of TikTok. It's good to have some money from it, because it's a good way to like keep things going. Is number one, it can pay for some of my animals, which is great. Number two, it's also great that I can put the money back into my social media. So, like there's a lot of things I have to pay for that people don't even think about, like editing apps. So that covers that as well, which is great. So it kind of pays for itself, which is nice. And then I, give myself a little bit. But yeah, so that is the good part about social media. But what I also like about, doing the whole influencer thing is it's not necessarily about the product, even though I am choosing products that I actually use, because there will never be a product that I don't actually use. That would be weird. But there are a lot of products that have made my life easier as well that I didn't even realize. And I was like, I'll try that out. That seems cool. So yeah, but I like advertising like real products that I use. And I also really love my Amazon storefront. Y'all, I love Amazon. I'm on Amazon all the time, every single day. Like guess what they sent me in the mail? They sent me a little credit card in the mail, like an offer, because I use it so much. I mean, maybe everyone gets those and I'm just dramatic, but I was like, okay, Amazon, I see you. Yes, I know I spend way too much with y'all, but it's just so convenient. I don't live in like a huge town where I can just go to any store. And so I will literally just buy clothes on Amazon, buy whatever on Amazon, buy stuff for the animals on Amazon, because I obviously don't have every store available. So it's wonderful. And also it's great because I can just link it to my TikTok and say, hey y'all, this is my affiliate, link and whatever, which I do make a small commission off of. Yeah, it's super convenient. I just buy something on Amazon. I'm like, if I'm like, ooh, my followers might really like this, I'm gonna put it in my affiliate link, or I'm gonna put it in my Amazon storefront. And then y'all can go to there and look at all the products I use. I even put some personal products that I like, just because I know I have some girly girls here who are like me, who love animals and love fashion and love all those things. And I know y'all are out there, so shout out to y'all. And so I do add some girlier things that I use and products I use. So that is nice. But like I have a little thing called like clothing, me, and beauty. And so, because I do post some fashion videos on my stuff, and that's usually like boots and a dress, because I am a huge boots and dress girl. And I would say that I like Western fashion the most, but I also like more sporty fashion as well, like for every day. And so I just linked some things, like Ariat leggings are beautiful, love them. I add like my jackets and like all the things that I use during like the winter time, even though I live in Texas. I freeze. So I just link all that stuff, and boots and even some hair stuff, because y'all like to see my hair stuff too. Something else I actually wanted to mention to you guys was, in this podcast, I'm also gonna have, some stuff that's about me. So my faith. You're gonna see, videos on how I'm actually doing. Like stuff that is just real and raw for you guys. Because if you're not being real, and if you're not being yourself, and if you're not taking care of yourself, you're not taking care of your animals. And I live by that. Because I see that, every time I get into like a place or a bad place in my mind, or if I get sad or whatever, it totally, all of that translates to my animals, because maybe I'll wait an extra few hours or an extra day to clean something out. Well, why is that? That's not beneficial to my animals or me, because it just makes me stressed out. And so if you're taking care of yourself, you're taking care of your animals. And that is so important. So I'm going to have podcasts about, wellness and just things about you, how to take care of you, how to be better for your animals or for whoever you're taking care of. And so I'll probably have like, my friends on with that, because we love to make each other better. And, just all of those things. We're going to talk all of the wellness things and talk about eating, which I need help on myself. So this is not me like being like, you need to be better or anything. This is for me too. Don't even go there. Like I definitely need some help too. But it's so important to take care of yourself, to take care of your animals, because they are a reflection of you, really. Because if they're not taken care of, if they're looking tangled and gross and not washed and not taken care of, it's a reflection of you. And so it's just so important to care for your animals in that way. If there's a specific topic that you want me to talk about with the animals or with the wellness, then please let me know. I would love to hear from you guys. I don't know if here I'm my main app is Spotify. So if I don't know if there's a comment place for that, or if there's not, reach out to me on Instagram. We were just talking about DMs, reach out to me on TikTok, all of those things, and just tell me what you want to see here on the podcast. Because I can talk for hours. I'm a talker, y'all. So just tell me what you want me to talk about and I'll talk about it. But yeah, I also, we're going to talk about wellness, we're going to talk about faith. So get ready for that. But I am so excited to just talk about those things with you guys. It's so important to take care of ourselves, take care of our minds, our bodies, our spirits. And yeah, at the end of the day, just take care of our animals and help them and love them. This is kind of how I got started on TikTok, even though I kind of went on a tangent a lot about some other stuff and about collabs and whatever. We're going to talk more about actual animals in the future. I just thought this would be a fun episode to kind of get some more background on me and how I started in TikTok and all those things. And honestly, TikTok and social media has been the biggest blessing in my life, and I'm so thankful for each and every single one of you listening, liking, following, all of those things. Y'all truly have changed everything. Y'all don't even know how much you've changed. So I'm so thankful for every single one of you. And just let me know what you want to see. I love hearing from you. I love hearing feedback. I am good at taking feedback, I promise. So even if it's a little harsh, that's okay. So yeah, just let me know what you want to see, what you want to hear, what you want to talk about. And yeah, thank you so much for listening and just spending this 30 minutes with me. I am so thankful for you, and I hope you have a wonderful day. I will see you guys over on my other social medias. Bye, guys.